we note the announcement by the president. We were expecting a bit more, but I guess we have to live with it now. On the good side, it removes the anxiety that it gives the country about the future of, the national government. But then what we were expecting that was going to happen was whether we will have a proper shake-up that responds to the current crisis. And I think the president lost an opportunity to respond exactly to what the country is facing around the issues of the energy problem, obviously just the employment, but also the economy and the safety and security of people and property. So I think the president, we were expecting that he was indeed going to reconfigure his government to make it more responsive. Unfortunately, he just simply filled the vacancies and moved a couple of colleagues around, which would not necessarily have an immediate impact of what we were expecting on the future of the economic situation in South Africa.
As the president said, that this is not an overhaul. So do you take that to understand that he's happy with the team that he's got now, particularly those in the positions that he's left there? Because South Africa does need a stable, conducive climate for economic growth for us to be a preferred investment destination. Do these changes, some of them, augur well and the lack thereof not?
Yeah, well, look, we do need an overhaul, looking at what we are facing as a country. Because if the president just believes that, we're just going to fill vacancies, in essence, he's saying that it's business as usual, and, he believes that the cabinet is structured in a way that is responsive. We know with a lot of indicators that we are in big trouble. So we were hoping that at least the president was going to give us a deeper analysis of where we are, and then be able to demonstrate that the cabinet is now structured in a way that is responsive to the crisis that is facing the nation. So an overhaul is needed because of the agency of our situation and our problems. And that's why we say it was a missed opportunity on the part of the president, to really be more decisive and more interventionist in taking the country on board and about the future of the cabinet and how it's going to respond to the country.
But the South African Commerce of Chambers and Industry surely was looking at the elective Congress in December. I know there wasn't much policy talk out of it, but the fundamentals must be supported by carefully thought through political decisions to the best interest of our country. So, for instance, the Minister of Electricity, the Alliance Party, said they were shocked by this decision when they heard about it, that the president was going to announce one. But he's outlined the role, the choice thereof, and the mandate that's been outlined today. Does it reflect a nation that is taking seriously our very slippery slope in terms of growth due to load shedding?
Well, we are impressed by the person of Dr. Ramaphosa as the Minister of Electricity. Our concern is just that we are overlaying the solutions, with the proposed solutions on ESCOM. I think the ministry, obviously, we've now made peace that it's going to happen, but it's going to take time for it to really become an institution because it is a new ministry. They are saying that they are going to pull powers from different parts of different pieces of legislation to give it a substance. But our worry is that we believe that there's still going to be a sense of contradiction because of the overlayer of the shareholder, the minister in energy responsible for the policy, and obviously with the disaster, you're going to have COGTA. So it is a response, but we think it's going to take a lot of work. And I think the president will actually have to work very hard to convince cabinet colleagues to give Dr. Ramaphosa all the support. Because if it's really going to make a difference, you will have to have the necessary political weight, but also be savvy enough to navigate the problems that are facing ESCOM, which are going to be both three fronts, actually, technically, socially, and politically. So the president will have to prove to South Africans that this indeed is an intervention and make sure that the egos don't clash with the colleagues that are responsible for the total resolution of the ESCOM crisis.
You spoke about COGTA as a portfolio. Thembi Nkadimeng has now been announced as a minister of that portfolio. Are you encouraged by the choice? What kind of expectations would you have for her, from her, especially now that the president, although he said that the Minister of Electricity will be emboldened, galvanized, shielded by the state of national disaster, but that also applies to the Minister of COGTA, that they will have some level of authority that they gain from this change of policy?
Yeah, so consistently, we as SACCI have always said that it's not enough just to announce personalities. You need to have done a proper analysis of the situation and then get us people who have the necessary experience and the skills to be able to at least try and succeed in their new roles. We are encouraged by the continuity that Ms. Nkadimeng brings to the department. You know that she's a local government practitioner, she was deputy minister, and I think the relationship or the ministry with Pakistan coming in as deputy, we believe it will be strengthened. A lot of our problems are lying at local government, and I think what we would like to see from her is a total overhaul of the situation at local government. We believe that the funding of local government is misaligned. We believe that the political interference discourages a lot of professionals from joining that sector. But she's very aware of those problems. We just hope that indeed some of the laws that must be, decisions that must be taken to change the prospects of municipalities is supported, especially by National Treasury and also politically by the President. But they have the experience, but they just need to implement the reforms that we all know about, because 80% of municipalities being dysfunctional. We need to see how Ms. Nkadimeng is going to be able to change that in a way that we can quickly resolve the local problems at municipalities.
Just going forward, how can government, together with business and representatives of labour and civil society, bolster confidence and investment in an effort to not only calm the markets but create a sense of confidence in the leadership that we have? I say this against the backdrop that we've just spoken to opposition parties, the ATM, calling for President Cyril Ramaphosa as head. He is, of course, the head of the executive. They serve at his pleasure. And although it's a collective leadership, all of these parts in society have to work together in tandem.
Yeah, well, look, that's why earlier we were saying that it was a missed opportunity in the sense that the president could have at least also demonstrated that this reconfigured government will also be able to fast-track issues such as social compact. For instance, you know that the social compact that was supposed to take us into the future is now late by a full year. It was announced at the SONA last year, and it's still not taking shape in the way that South Africans would have expected. So we are hoping that, in the announcement, it will also demonstrate a sense of intensity and urgency about how we fix the problems that have been lying on his desk for a very long time. But I think that how you demonstrate that is by purposefully demonstrating that some things like the public-private partnership framework can be updated and reformed, and have real initiatives that are led equally by business, government, and labor in a demonstrative way. Because I think we talk a lot about social compacting and our level of collaboration, which is good because it means that we are polite and we respect each other. But I think South Africans and the world will want to see tangible things that we are working on together to demonstrate that indeed there's collaboration. And hopefully the president will revisit his notes and take us into confidence in the next few weeks on how this cabinet indeed is reconfigured to be able to promote and deliver on something like the social compact and an updated public-private partnership framework.